How good is spring?
Oh, yeah. 5-day weekend is around the corner and it's looking like the weather is going to be completely shit, which I think is a fittingly British background to our farewell to HRH.
That's not a particularly attractive attitude.
But not as fitting as a British lout making a prick of himself at a public gathering. And he's wearing a Melbourne City football shirt, which means the whole world is going to think he's one of us. Great.
Well, the bobbies pounced on him.
Apparently the skills crisis isn't as bad in the UK, where they still have police with skills. It's been revealed that the labour shortage gripping this state is hitting WA police particularly hard. The cops have realised that sitting in an air-conditioned hall pack earning $140 large a year is a better way to pay the bills than this. Police Minister Paul Papalia stopped polishing his weapon for just long enough to answer some important questions in Parliament. He's admitted there aren't enough cops to train the juniors who've come out of the academy without completing critical training components.
I'd have thought most training is critical for a cop.
The government isn't saying which parts of the training are yet to be completed because getting that data will require resources to be diverted from core police activities.
Can you get my kitty cat out of the tree?
No problem, ma'am.
PAPS isn't saying in the erroneous belief silence will kill the story, when in actual fact it'll just allow smartasses like me to fill the information vacuum with our own theories, so we can hypothesise in good faith that a generation of police recruits is coming into the job without appropriate baton training.
Wow, can I see your club?
It's called a baton, son.
Oh, what's it for?
We club people with it.
Without knowing the suitable use of tasers or pepper spray, with deficient pursuit training, inadequate expertise in negotiation,
What the hell?
and inferior firearm safety skills.
And many other things.
You're right, you are a smartass.
It's not Papalia's fault, to be honest, and it's certainly not Col Blanche's. They're both victims of a tight labour market. When the unemployment rate is low, like now, public servants like cops and teachers and nurses go and get better paying jobs.
The system stinks!
They inevitably return to the security of the public service when they lose those jobs in the inevitable economic downturn.
You let me come back?
It's just particularly bad timing for the government right now because they promised us 950 extra police. We've already made it easier to get into the academy. Earlier this year, it emerged that we had quietly lowered the bar on physical entrance requirements.
One whopper for the copper!
And we're looking at admitting recruits who are more mature than we are used to. Although recent events have proved that you're never too old to get your first proper job.
So you're saying we'll put a uniform on anyone?
Unlike the British. Prince Harry and Prince Andrew have been banned from wearing their military uniforms at the Queen's funeral, despite both having served their country.
It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just...
Only working members of the royal family will be in military dress, and Harry and Andrew are no longer classed as working royals. One of them is paying the price for consorting with a universally despised American, and the other hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. So Harry and Andy will be in regular old suits.
Is this all a joke to you? Along with Elbow.
Anthony Albanese is taking 10 Australians to the Queen's funeral. The guests are billed as being everyday Aussies, but in actual fact they're anything but. They're some of this country's highest achievers and are about to raise the bar of expectation for the rest of us. The delegation will mingle with hundreds of world leaders, including Joe Biden, who will be keen to pay tribute to what's-her-name. Biden's running the gauntlet of the English press over the issue of whether he'll be allowed to get around London in the presidential limousine, which is known as the Beast. Albo and the Aussies are still determining how they will make their way to Westminster Abbey.
Oh, Steve, could you move the Chimera? I need to get the Tirana out so I can get to the Commodore.
I'll have to get the keys to Cortina, but I'm going to move that Chimera.
Yeah, watch the boat, mate.
Yeah.
The Australian mourners will fly out on Thursday evening on the PM's jet, but will stop off in the Pacific to pick up political leaders who can't afford their own planes. The WA government is honouring the Queen in its own special way. Commerce Minister Roger Cook, who was speaking in his capacity as a wholly owned subsidiary of the United Workers Union, has said that on next Thursday's National Day of Remembrance, we will be allowed to go shopping between the respectful hours of 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. The 11 a.m. start will come shortly after the official memorial service ends in London, which Roger says will allow West Australians to participate in that service, and then we'll continue to observe that day in the normal manner that we do for a public holiday. Which means we'll need those extra cops after all.
Ready now, sir.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.